wanna see the flame, so don't spark the match. We like rookie Kurt Angle, make your ankle snap. Three amigos like Eddie, but don't lie, you steal. Only cheat when we gotta, but to win we will. Mike skills like Dusty, but go hard like Brock. I'm a stunner like Austin, dropping elbows like Mach. Y'all don't wanna see the finish, cause it's us on top. 1, 2, 3, get the V and get a warrior pop. Yo!
What's up, guys? It's Joe from the Bump Boys here. Of course, I got Will and Dan. Boys, say what's up.
What's up, guys? It's me, Danny freaking Schwager.
It is me, Mr. Wolves 95, aka Will, aka King William. And we had a great Monday Night Raw. This is April 18th, 2022. Take it away, Joe.
All right, so we're gonna try and bunch some of this up to in one. We will let you guys know Seth Rollins did open the show. He will have a mystery opponent for Cody Rhodes later on in the night. So we will get back to that later on. But our first match of the night was the Women's Tag Team Championship match. We had, was it Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Liv and Rhea. Rhea got this match. She was out last week because of COVID protocols. She didn't have COVID, but COVID protocols. And this match ended up being pretty decent. I actually enjoyed this match.
Honestly, it was a really good match. I was pissed Liv and Rhea didn't win, but
Yeah,
I thought I'm
go ahead.
kind of happy, but I'm kind of not. I wanted Liv and Rhea to get it because I thought they were very popular. I think they could have had really good merch sales as like a team.
Yeah, nice little like dual Halloween costumes. I just think we knew what was going to happen. You knew that Rhea and Liv weren't going to win. Rhea was going to blame it on Liv. So they kind of did what the fans expected them to do, which I'm glad. And they didn't try to.
Honestly, yeah, I agree with you guys. And like,
Yeah.
especially after Rhea had to save Liv so many times and Liv wasn't there to save Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
So like the point she made before she beat her up.
She became a liability, basically. There were a lot of nice moves outside. Like the move that I think Rhea no, not the riptide. Liv did like the two arms on her, took Naomi's arms, put them behind like her back, and then she did like it was like basically it was a backstabber with both her feet straight out, and then when she kicked her forward, Naomi went into the ring post, and then that's when they did the riptide on the barricade, which, like you said, like I thought that was really nice. And then they were going 2 and 4, and Liv, you missed a spot once again.
Honestly, I think the producers they've had with these last couple shows, especially these tag matches. I don't know who they have doing it lately. I don't know if it was Shane Helms again, because I know he did Rhea's and Liv's their segments the last couple weeks. Yes, Shane Helms.
It's got to be. It's got to be
Hurricane.
Yeah. Did you see he was on the show today? Did you guys see that?
Yep.
He was one of the dudes, which leads into the next segment with Veer. He was one of the guys rolling
Jamie Noble.
Yeah, Jamie Noble, and there was Gregory Helms. You could see them rolling the stretcher. But I digress. Great overall tag team match. They did what we thought they were going to do. I still thought that they could have maybe have teased, the Edge and Damian Priest thing with maybe the lights turning off, and then because Rhea was walking up the ramp, and then maybe them just appearing and just giving her like a round of applause as she like went into backstage. I thought that would have been a nice little touch they could have threw in. But overall, this was a good opening match to think about that. We had the tag team women's titles, especially the people who were involved, as the opening match.
Dude, this was a multi-event Raw.
Yeah, this was a very big Raw.
So
wow,
it was very impressive. Next, we had Veer defeating, I'm gonna
local
say competitor. Jeff
no, he really
Brooks.
was. He was from Buffalo.
What was the guy's name?
I don't know. It
Jeff
doesn't matter.
Brooks.
Jeff. His name was Jeff Brooks.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Jeff Brooks. Not Dana Brooke.
Jeff Brooks.
Jeff Brooks.
I'm not gonna lie. The way they're building Veer, I kind of like the way they're building up this Veer guy.
From what me and Joe talked about last week, we said he sounded like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Who, Veer? Like the way he talks?
Or no, the way he's portrayed right now, he's a cartoon character.
Kind of. He reminds me of like the Iron Sheik mixed with the dude from from Popeyes.
Yeah,
the Popeyes.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah. But they did what they needed to do. He messed them up. He did And overall, it was nice. And they said they stretched him out. So
Oh, I like his finisher with the $1 million arm, especially because he's the $1 million arm kid from that Disney movie, the $1 million arm.
wait, he was in that Disney movie?
Yes, he's the real life person of the $1 million arm. He
How the
played for
fuck you know this
MLB.
shit, man?
You mean the Slumdog Millionaire? It's the
No, I don't think it's that guy.
no, I'm messing up. I'm messing up.
No, you guys know what movie I'm talking about, right? The $1 million
No,
arm.
absolutely not. Nah. But he used to be a former Disney star, huh?
No, he was a former Pittsburgh Pirate minor league pitcher.
Oh yeah, the pitcher. You're right. Oh yeah, I saw
Remember
that.
pitcher, the Indian like.
Are you talking about Veer
pitcher?
Mahan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was the pitcher.
He
I
used to
could
be
have told you
pitcher.
that.
Dang, so
I thought you were talking
WW
about Jeff Brooks. I was like, yo, we spent way too much time on Jeff Brooks.
Yeah.
No.
So WWE has a former baseball player and AEW has a former basketball player. So hey guys, if you're in the wrong field, it's never too late. You could just go and do what
Honestly-
all the football players and bodybuilders did. Go to wrestling. Now baseball
Honestly,
and basketball players are doing it. Now
Gronk's
UFC
probably-
are doing.
Gronk talked recently. Gronk's probably coming back.
Yeah, but Gronk's not really like a full-time like wrestler. I mean like someone who's actually gonna like
No,
change his thing
if he
around.
does come, he said once he retires, he's going full time.
I don't know about that, Gronk.
Well, this is my part. I gotta jump us right back in. You know, we ain't the squirrely scouts over here. You know, heads up. The next match or next segment we had was Bianca Belair confronting Sonya Deville. Sonya said, you know, she at the end of the day, she's still a competitor, even though, you know, Mandy Rose says otherwise. But you know, she's trying to do what she can to become a competitor. She calls Bianca Belair the best. And the segment ends with Bianca picking her up, and then Sonya threatens her, and you know she drops her down, and she got fined how much, Danny?
$1.
$1
dollar.
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 Bilia. I thought the segment was actually really good. I thought Sonya was really good on the mic. And
She's always been great on the mic.
yeah. She's even good on this one. I thought the in-between back and forth. And then of course, Sonya basically stating, well, Adam Pearce stated that there's an investigation going on with Sonya Deville.
An
Long-term
official
storytelling.
investigation.
Long-term
Mhm.
storytelling.
Which I like.
WWE doing that long-term storytelling. And honestly, I'm happy the match is next week and not a Backlash,
Yeah, I'm real excited about that part as well.
because I'm gonna see if they continue this feud into Backlash or they find an opponent for Backlash when you were another opponent.
I agree. And then let's jump right into one of the funniest or one of the greatest segments they've had in a while. The lie detector test conducted by Chad Gable
And Kevin Owens.
for Ezekiel.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna be honest. This is arguably probably my favorite segment since AEW did the dinner with Chris Jericho and
MJF.
MJF. Honestly, yo,
Yes, dying laughing.
yo, Kevin Owens and freaking
Chad
Chad Gable, they played it so well and so smooth. It was hilarious. I got the smartest man in the entire WWE universe to conduct the lie detector test, and it's Chad Gable. Thank you.
With his 2.0.
With his 2.0, 4.0, 4.0, whatever.
I paid you 150 Canadian dollars.
That's good money. He's like, oh yeah, you're right. That's good money.
I think one of the funnier parts of the things was when he was like, all right, so we're going to do some basic things. You know, is the sky blue? Yes. Is he lying? He's lying. He's like, yes, it's a tester. It's a baseline. And he was like, what was the next question he asked?
What day is it? Is it Monday?
Today
Today, not Monday.
not
Today,
Monday.
not Monday. He said no.
Correct. He said no, it's not Monday. He's like, see, he's a liar, second. No. He's like, it's a baseline,
It's a
bro.
baseline.
I gotta understand it. He's like, no, he's a liar.
Oh man.
And then the fact that he's like, all right, we're gonna start the test. And as they're about to start, you know, the crowd gets loud. He says, you know what? You guys are interfering with my test results. I need you to shush.
It's so good. Like this gimmick he's built and like this segment was. It's honestly one of the better ones.
I kind of want Kevin Owens to join up with Chad Gable now.
They work so well off each other. It's so not. awesome.
Honestly, I liked him better than Otis.
All facts.
So the part I also enjoy is, when people do these tests, they forget they have to ask yes or no questions. Owens just started like berating him a question. He's like, "You can't do that. You gotta ask yes or no question." And Owens accuses Gable of doing it wrong. Like, you're asking the questions wrong. You need to do better.
Oh, in the part where you guys remember the part
I
where he
paid you
gets very.
$150 Canadian. That's good
You guys,
money.
you guys remember before this whole thing starts, he gets mad about Gable Stevenson beating him.
Oh yeah, facts.
Yeah.
No, is it a disgrace that Gable Stevenson it's a no good? Yeah, this was just very. This was just amazing because
Yeah.
the next segment is
Whoever wrote this segment, I cannot wait for Feifel to send out the producer reports of who wrote this one.
I think a lot of this was
whoever wrote-
improv. I feel like a lot of this was improv a little
Yeah.
bit.
No, improv, but whoever like gave them the okay to like improv this.
Yeah, they knew what they're doing. Well, you have two people who are really good on the mic, like Chad Gable's really good, and then you know what Kevin Owens can do on the mic. This segment, like I said, this is probably one of my favorite. Like, if you're talking about like funny gimmick segment since the whole. And I'm actually gonna, after we finish this video and I start editing and I'm waiting, I'm literally gonna go and rewatch the MJF Chris Jericho segment to figure out which segment is my favorite, because this was pure comedy and it was just everybody's punchlines something that played in. And this segment ended with Ezekiel. There you go. See, he got me even messed up. Ezekiel basically watching Kevin Owens storm out, and then Chad Gable attacked him, and when we got a
basically
match,
we confirmed that he is Elias's brother.
yes, he was not
Yeah.
telling the I was gonna say not telling the truth. He was telling
And
the truth.
And we also found out that,
Honestly,
what's his
I
name?
hope
Chad Gable had some issues with Chad Gables, and he had a whole fucking moment on there. So I like how they like intermixing storylines and stuff like that. Everything's like mixing in.
Mm-hmm.
But we had that great match of winner by DQ, Ezekiel. Man's
Ezekiel, yep.
undefeated.
Otis came in. It was his first his first match. He's undefeated, just like Cody Rhodes is, which we'll get into later on in the second.
I thought it was very good, and they did really good top to bottom in that segment.
Yeah.
Next match we had up was the RK Bro versus Street Profits. This was a good match, not too long, not too quick.
Before we get into this match, them showing that highlight package of that Matt Riddle RKO to Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was such a beautiful RKO.
It was really good.
It was.
Yeah, even Randy was surprised. Can they turn the Street Profits heel? And Montez Ford is so good on the mic. Like, this is the chance to turn them heel.
Honestly, I hope that Randy, like, when they do break, I hope Randy like gives him the ability to use the RKO for like, because Riddle's getting really good with it.
I think he'll incorporate it in his room, in his moveset.
Yeah.
Like, rename it at least at some point. Like, pass him on. I think Riddle might be this generation's Orton.
Somewhat, yeah, it's like the young guy coming up. But yeah, actually I do agree with that. Yeah. Riddle, but Randy is grooming Riddle into, a star. Kind of as we saw later on with Austin Theory being groomed into a star with Vince McMahon.
Honestly, you think AEW has the 4 pillars? WWE, you can make a bet for 4 pillars.
Yeah. Remember, we never doubted WWE, and we'll get back into the root. Never doubted WWE not having pillars. It's just, do they know how to stand these pillars up?
And can it keep them up? It's not been consistent.
Correct.
But speaking of, I think someone who did well for what they were given tonight, the AJ Styles, we got confirmed AJ Styles versus Edge at WrestleMania Backlash. Damian Priest had a nice little promo where Priest, was the forefront talking. I really enjoyed that, which ended up leading to an attack on AJ Styles later on in the night. So
they really are a knockoff of House of Black, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like a PG version of House of Black, but it's it's very confusing. Of, do they have magical powers? Are they werewolves? What kind of?
That sounds like a Charlie Kelly segment. Like, are they ghouls? Are they goblins? I like the lights going out kind of thing. I personally like it, honestly. I like that whole. I like that whole.
Yeah, he
Honestly,
talked
very
about
Undertaker-esque.
he did talk about that. He was Edge did cut that promo saying he was always a Brood. Like,
He got powers from when he was there, and
yeah,
he just had them dormant. So, you know,
kind
they
of
tied it up.
explaining it. So I give WWE credit.
And I think this next match, Danny had an issue with. I thought it was done perfectly. We had Theory versus Finn Balor.
I think
United States Championship match.
Okay,
How do you
first
feel about it, Danny?
I'm gonna go on a rant first. They basically wasted Finn Balor.
They don't give a fuck about Finn. They haven't given a fuck about him since he fucked the shoulder up, bro.
I know they haven't cared about him in like 6 years, but still, it's kind of
So why the fuck would that change? Like,
it's just weird. It's like you could have had like I don't know, you could have had some low level person be the one that like steal the title off Damian Priest.
No, you needed to be Finn. Finn was
you
the
gotta give
crossover.
Theory. You gotta give Theory that person. He beat a former world champion, and Vince has said he's a future WWE superstar or champion.
You
So
said superstar.
well, he is a WWE superstar, but he's also a former WWE champion. So, you got to give him. I think for his first title win, him defeating a world champion, it does look good. We have to build stars, and Finn Balor, the girls are still gonna scream over him when he goes to the show. Austin Theory, make him the cocky dude and stuff like that. Even Vince took a selfie with him today. So this man just oozing with confidence.
Like I said,
especially with the locker room coming out, put him on his shoulder. You think
that was
too
whack. They
much?
shouldn't have done that. That was trash.
But he beat Finn Balor clean too.
Yeah.
Didn't need help. Didn't need anything. It was all clean.
Like I said,
People
this
are making him look like Lex Luger.
Yeah, like I said, he's the new young John Cena. If you look at kind of like John Cena's pathway, John Cena beat the Big Show, former world champion. It's kind of the same pathway they're taking. They're literally just taking the John Cena route. The looks, even look at the trunks that he was wearing. If you compare him to what remember what John Cena used to wear, similar trunks. Next, we're gonna start seeing the masqueration of Austin Theory, and they're gonna just add more flavor into this kid. So, like I said, they're taking him down the young
Cena
thug
route.
life. Yeah, thug life John Cena.
And
Except
instead
he's
of
not going
pairing
to
him
rap
with
to the
Stephanie,
ring.
Yeah,
and instead of him pairing him with Stephanie in segments, you have him pair him with Vince, which I think gives him more stock power. But I think the second best segment of tonight, which was one of my personal favorites, was the double commitment ceremony hosted by R-Truth. And the crowd was going ham in this one.
Honestly, Buffalo was a great crowd. I don't know what Buffalo was up. Buffalo.
They were singing "Shout" for it's like a wedding song. Everyone always sings.
Shout,
everyone does.
everybody, shout, and put your hands up and shout.
But they were going in, and he was like, "I'll get to that. I'll get to that." At one point, even they were like, "I need you to hurry up. I need you to hurry up with this shit." Like,
honestly, R-Truth is not a minister. We've come to conclusion because he didn't know what the heck he was doing.
Did you see what the WWE was teasing? Like, it's okay to be
gay.
It's okay to be gay. It's okay to be a lesbian. All that kind of stuff. So I thought that was a nice little touch how they were doing it. But once they did the whole they showed Reggie and Tizawa looking at each other, and Tizawa went. You can hear the people in Buffalo. What the fuck?
Hey, what the fuck? Did you actually thought they were gonna marry? Did you actually thought they were gonna marry Tizawa and Reggie for a second?
I thought they're gonna have maybe Dana Brooks and Tamina kiss or do something like that, and then Tizawa and Reggie. I don't know, but the whole segment itself was golden as well. I thought it was really good.
Honestly, whoever wrote these comedy segments tonight should get a raise.
This man even dropped the I don't think that's PG.
Yeah, he did that too. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Or him talking about who was it? What was it? Oh, R-Truth said something about cornflakes. Oh, Dana, you should be on a box of cornflakes because you look great.
Yeah. And they're like, I think he meant Frosted Flakes. And they're like, shut up, same thing.
He meant Fruity Flakes. He meant Fruity Flakes. I need some milk for my Fruity Flakes.
Honestly, this was a very enjoyable Raw.
Yeah, this was also a good segment though too. This wedding segment, The pinning of everybody I thought was amazing. I loved how
Multiple
Tizawa had to like swim
champions.
through Tamina's dress to just get to. Did you hear what R-Truth said after that?
What?
No,
He was like under Tamina's dress. He was like, "Oh, he's like, dang Tizawa, you're screwing during the wedding."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that part.
Did you see the callbacks, you guys, to the Sasha Naomi being there for Tamina for Team Bad?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was a good callback.
That was nice. Well, Naomi's also part of the family kind of thing, so is Tamina, they're all like now in the family. And then, Sasha's like that friend you bring along to like Thanksgiving, hey, this is my
No,
good
because
friend.
when Sasha came up, they were Team Bad.
We
and
get
then
it. Danny, I get it. I'm just making another reference
Yeah.
on it. I get it. We know.
All right, and then we have 2 more segments. I'm gonna go through the first one quick. We had a quick MVP Omos. They're gonna get a rematch at WrestleMania Backlash.
They're doing an arm wrestling next week.
Yeah, they're doing arm wrestling next week. So
Let's go with
That's
Bobby
that.
like mispronouncing this dude. You hear how he was saying Omis? He was like saying Omis. Omos. I was like, Omos, though. He's like, Omos.
Hey, by the way.
Omos. No, he said almost. He was like, all right, almost. I was
Did
like,
you
what?
hear that they came out that Bobby Lashley's supposed to be the top face on Raw? Guess that changed. Guess Cody's the top face on Raw now.
Yeah, Cody's definitely top face. We are. Yeah.
After he screwed that up.
He's
And-
number 2, like Ricochet.
And speaking
number
of
1.
Cody. Speaking of Cody.
Wrestling does have more than one royal family.
Mm,
Dun dun
Yeah,
dun.
I hate
Dude,
that fucking
his
intro,
part-
but
What do you mean? What do you mean you hate that?
it's annoying. I don't appreciate like it's decent, but it's very repetitive and I don't know. Anyway, that's
Too much
I'm gonna
pyro?
stay focused.
No, there
Too
was
much
too much.
pyro?
Wait, this leads to the segment. There was too many Seth Rollins entrances. There was 3 on the show. There was too many. That was too many.
Honestly, he loves his dancing. Honestly, I should enter shows with dancing. I think it'd be hysterical.
No, he basically does the Joker. Remember, like Seth Rollins takes this whole Joker-esque vibe. He's basically Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and he
Yeah.
just that's the dance that he does is very similar to like how Joaquin comes out.
Honestly,
Joker.
and it's golden though. He's a golden gimmick.
It gets repetitive though.
It gets repetitive though. Like too many entrances. Like they did not need to play his music that many times. I kind of got like a little bit like, okay, come on. Like he's just too. Sometimes it's just a little too much, which I guess is the gimmick. But
yeah.
it reminds me of the John Cena. Remember John Cena? He would open up a Raw. At least he would have 2 entrances. This man had 3 entrances.
Cody had 2.
3
Cody's had 2. Cody's
Yeah,
had
but
2 with 2 pyros.
2 is fine, but 3? You had 3 entrances?
and
that's
2
more
in
than
the
2.
same segment.
That's what I'm saying. That's fast. 2 in the same segment. That's 2. That's 1 too many.
That's too many.
And when the hell did Seth Rollins become a GM of Raw? That would be
Hey.
funny.
I want to get to this next part because this at the end of this, the last 2 minutes of this show were fucking chaotic. But I'm gonna get into it. Kevin Owens is announced as Cody's
Mystery opponent.
mystery opponent. So we have Cody versus Owens.
Dream match.
We both saw that. I think we all saw that coming. And this
Dream
was a
match.
decent match. It was a pretty good match.
They gave him time.
About 17
And,
minutes.
And like we'll say, Seth came out. I didn't think that was necessary. Cody, he look kind of weird in the WWE ring. Like when he wrestles, it looks awkward kind of, but
It looks good to me. It feels like old school, like 07, 08 main event kind of wrestling. It's just like, I feel like he brings the best out of everybody. Like, I just feel like they're able to wrestle actually. And like,
He's
do
gotten
moves.
he's gotten a lot better the last couple years, especially that Bullet Club run over in New Japan,
Mhm.
working with the Bucks and Omega, doing
his kickouts though, I
crazy.
don't know that. I feel like in this match, the one I'm judging right now, was the kickouts were just way too they were all at the same point between 2 and 3, kind of like 1, 2 kick out, and it was always the same style. It didn't seem like he was barely selling some things, just shoulder shrugging it off. But that's just a small little thing that I had to point out.
Wait.
But
Did you guys hear that?
What?
Sound like we got a hater. Is that we got a couple of haters?
Oh great!
Oh,
Oh great! Oh
minus
great!
one
The
hater?
Cody Rhodes haters have already begun.
Uh-oh. Sound like we got a hater. Is that a
Only
hater?
two. Only 3 weeks into. Only 3 weeks into the Cody Rhodes era of WWE.
And Seth Rollins' big mouth cost KO the match.
Well, cost Seth Rollins the chance to see Cody Rhodes lose. KO didn't care.
Yeah, he basically said, you got this KO, you got this. Oh, he's like, oh, give me a second. He's like, get your fat ass back in there. He said, what you say to me? The fact he said, what you say to me? He's like, you heard me. Get your fat ass in there. I was
Then
like,
he
God
walked
damn, Scott Steiner.
Yeah, fact. I feel like. Do you guys feel like we're in a? I feel like, and I've said this before in past reviews. I feel like we're in a new era
Of Raw.
Like I feel like, obviously with the changing of the ropes and like the colors and stuff like that, but I just feel like we're in a new era where Cody coming over. I feel like they're pushing more a little bit of the boundaries. Not saying they're pushing anything crazy, but they're starting to do more. Like, did you guys notice like all the backstage segments were actually good? They weren't just classic. Yeah. Hey, let me interview you. Hey, let me interview you.
And Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville were actually used and stuff like that.
Yeah, and actually like working with the storyline kind of thing. I thought that was actually pretty good.
Do you think Cody's suggesting stuff deep down?
I think so. I think he's like, hey guys, you're kind of going back against like what was good and what people liked. Like, we don't want to just see everybody buy the classic, TV screen just doing an interview and it's just basically bland, because the interviewees are all newer, so they themselves don't like, back in the day.
Is it bad?
Todd Gresham.
Is it bad? I kind of miss Corey Graves. Jerry the King was kind
of hell no. I actually like Jerry the King.
Yeah,
I thought his jokes were okay. His jokes were kind of corny.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of Jerry the King. The biggest thing is that he actually cannot just. There's a difference when you're just commentating versus just like this. Are like, if you ever just listen to like a regular, let's say for example, like a basketball commentator, just a regular basketball commentator, but then you go to the actual people like, the people who do the NBA finals. There's a reason why they're there in the finals, because of their catchphrases and the things they say.
Yeah.
Like Jerry just has this flow to where it's like that's why him and like JR work so well. They each had different styles of talking.
Honestly, since Corey's been out, you notice more that Jimmy Smith has had a more prominent voice.
Yeah. Fake ass Joe Rogan looking like motherfucker.
Even Baron Saxon, him just like, I love he's like, I love what, and he's like the sappy one, and then King's like, I love the open bars or something like that. I'm like, motherfucker, can you even drink? Like,
do you see him get all set at the end, like the end of that wedding segment? Byron's just like,
yeah. So Byron got way too happy over the dress. Oh, look at the dress. I'm like, what the fuck?
All right, guys. But at the end of this segment, Cody Rhodes goes to acknowledge the crowd, gets on the top rope. Seth Rollins pushes him off. We go off air. What are we rating this Raw? What do you guys think?
Hold on, before we rate it, I want to say within the last 30 seconds, Seth Rollins calls KO a fat ass and tells him to get back in the ring, and then fucking murders Cody Rhodes while he's celebrating. Like, Seth going on a binger. Like, this man wilding out. But I just wanted to put that in the last 30 seconds, guys. This motherfucker tweaking.
I think the get your fat ass back. Like, this came out of nowhere. I was like, wait, what?
Do you think that was improv? Do you think that was improv? How do you think?
I think they were like, hey, just piss him off or whatever. He's like, get your fat ass back in the back.
He's like, what'd you say to me?
What'd you say? He said, wait, what'd you say? He said, you heard me.
See, this is the stuff I want, because it was just so funny. Get your fat ass back in the ring. It was just like, when was the last time you heard some shit like that?
Honestly, WWE, the new ring rope, like the new aprons, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah,
it's nice, especially
it's different. The barricade. Wait, man, I took a job there. Dan, remember who used to always say, "Get your fat ass in this"? Remember who was the last person to do that?
Who?
Triple H. Remember he said it to CM Punk? I'm gonna slap all those Ryan tattoos off your skinny fat ass. With the CM, you remember that promo?
Yep.
I maybe it was a call to Triple H, but he was just like, I'm just sorry, guys. Get your fat ass in there. I was just like,
let's just rate this and end this.
Yeah, let's rate this. I give it a 9.2. This is a very good Raw.
9.5. Probably the highest Raw rating of the year.
I gave this one a 9.3.
If they just changed the opening music, honestly, they should just give us a retro intro. Do like a cyber, Sunday or Monday, whatever you call it, and then just do a retro intro, and I'll be perfectly fine. Like, this was
honestly,
a really
they
good
don't even show an intro half the time. It's just highlights from the week before.
And that's trash because that's what used to be nice. It used to be.
Oh yeah, you used to hype us up.
Facts.
Everybody, let's go.
But
We're into it with
I
that.
think that's a good wrap up for now. Raw gets an average, let's go 9.4. I think it's a pretty good fair score.
9.4.
This is probably the best Raw we'll get in the entire year.
Yeah.
Honestly, last 2 weeks, 2 in a row, guys.
And then next
2 in a row.
next week is looking pretty good too with the the women's title match.
You got so much stuff this week. I think they finally are competing with each other. I think deep down they really are competing with each other now.
I think they're just putting quality into their product now. They're finally focusing on their product. But it's after WrestleMania, it's something they should be doing regardless. But I think,
It's funny we shit on that Raw after WrestleMania, and then 2 weeks the Raw back-to-back Raws. It's like they're watching our shows.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it. Danny, take us away, man.
Like and subscribe, guys. Keep liking them. We're up to 500. Keep it rolling. We're gonna have a 500 celebrate video with giveaways coming up very soon.
Stay tuned for that. It's
tuned, man.
been the Bum Boys.
Peace.
Peace.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night.